member subjected to bending. Okay, so this is a member. I have taken a rectangular cross section member or a square cross section, right? So I take a member, apply bending moment to this member, apply bending moment. So what is the effect of bending moment on a member? What is the effect of bending moment on a member? Can you see my face also along with the screen there? Can you see my face?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please, please see here. This is, say for example, this is the rectangular member I have taken. Okay. So now I am going to apply bending moment to this member, right? So I apply bending moment to this member like this. So the member was straight. So apply bending moment. What will happen to the member? What's happening to the member? Yeah. What will happen to the member when I apply bending moment? Something like this. Say straight beam. So this is a straight beam. Apply bending moment. Okay, it's going to bend like that. Correct? Are you there with me? Okay. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what will happen to the member is the effect of bending moment on a member is to bend the member. That's it. Okay. So effect of bending moment is to bend the member. So it will bend something to this shape. Okay. And this is going to be the radius of curvature R. Okay, when I apply bending moment onto a member, something like that is MB, if I apply, the member is going to bend like this. So we have got pure bending equation. From pure bending equation, what is the equation that we have learned? What is the equation? Pure bending equation. M by I is equal to sigma B by what? Sigma B by Y, that is equal to Young's modulus divided by radius of curvature. Correct? So that is the equation. So take out your data handbook. Take out your data handbook. Go to equation 1.3a in page number 3. Okay? You will get the equation M by I is equal to sigma B by Y is equal to E by R. Okay? What does this M stands for? We have learnt in our mechanics of materials. What does the M stands for? Anybody? Any idea? Do you know that there exists an equation like this? Tarun, Chinmay, do you know there exists an equation of sort?
Yes, and it's a bending.
Yeah?
Bending moment.
Are you going walking outside and listening or what?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Chinmay, have you seen this equation earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what does M stands for?
Bending moment.
M stands for applied bending moment. Okay. Applied bending moment in Newton millimeter. What does I stands for?
Moment of inertia.
Moment of inertia.
Inertia. Then sigma B is bending stress.
Yes.
Okay, bending stress in megapascal. Y is equal to what? Y is equal to distance of
Distance from the
farthest layer from neutral axis. Correct? What does E stands for? E stands for Young's modulus of material of the member in megapascal. What does R stands for? It is radius of curvature. Correct? Are you there? Okay. So what is bending stress? What is bending stress? What is bending stress? So when we apply bending moment, the member is going to deform, that is going to bend like this. That's going to be deformation. Okay, the force of resistance offered against bending is called bending stress. Okay, I is moment of inertia and y is distance of farthest layer from neutral axis. So what do you mean by neutral axis here? Can anyone tell me what is neutral axis? Yeah, what is neutral axis? No idea? At least tell me no idea. Someone.
So the axis at which there is no equivalent force acting.
Pardon me? Come again?
The axis at which there is no application of force.
Next answer. Any other answer?
It's generally the center of the
Yeah?
object.
The member is symmetrical about the axis.
Okay. I'll tell you. Please listen. So when the member gets bent like this, okay, when the member gets bent like this, the top layer over here, the top layer is subjected to compression. The bottom layer is subjected to tension. Correct? Huh? When the member gets bent like this, the top layer is subjected to compression, bottom layer is subjected to tension. There is going to be a layer or the axis or a layer, okay, at the middle, right? At the, okay, that layer where there is neither going to be compression nor tension, okay? Such a layer or axis is called neutral axis. So on a neutral axis, there is no compression and no tension. Such an axis is called the neutral axis. Okay? Are you there with me now? Are you there with me? And
Yes,
Yes, sir.
there is one more Z called section modulus. What is the definition of section modulus? What is the definition of section modulus? It is the ratio of I by Y. Okay, that is section modulus is the ratio of moment of inertia to the distance of farthest layer from neutral axis. Are you there with me with the basics? When a member is subjected to bending, so we have got from pure bending equation, we have got m by I is equal to sigma by y is equal to E by R, given by equation 1.3a in page number 3 of your data handbook. M is applied bending moment, I is moment of inertia, sigma b is bending stress, y is distance of farthest layer from neutral axis, Young's modulus is in megapascal, and R stands for radius of curvature, Z is section modulus, which is essentially ratio of I by Y. Are you there with me? Are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Please make a note of whatever that we have learned so far. Please note down in your notebook. Once you have noted down, please let me know. See this MB or M, they are not the same, okay? That is applied bending moment, okay? MB or M. Don't get confused with that. Distance of farthest layer from neutral axis, that is Y. Could you see the writing clearly on the screens? Is there clarity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Millimeter to the power 4 is the moment of inertia. Y is millimeter. Young's modulus in megapascal. Radius of curvature in millimeter. Mastanullah, are you there? Mastanullah? Finished, huh? Did you finish?
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay. All others, Siddharth, Sanu, Rakshit, finished, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now let's look at various cross sections. So first we'll take up rectangular cross section. Okay, rectangular cross section. So it looks something like this. So this is H and this is B. Okay, so the value of moment of inertia for a rectangular cross section is given by BH cube by 12. Correct? Are you there with me? And then value of farthest layer from neutral axis. This is neutral axis. So distance of farthest layer from neutral axis is what? H by 2. This is neutral axis. Farthest layer is this layer. Either it can be top layer or it can be bottom layer. So therefore y is equal to h by 2. Correct? So from this, what is section modulus? By definition, section modulus z is equal to I by y. Correct? So I by y is section modulus, that is equal to bh cube by 12 divided by h by 2. So that should give us what? That should give us bh square by 6. Correct? Are you there? So z is equal to bh square by 6 for rectangular cross section. Correct? And then from pure bending equation, we have got bending stress sigma b is equal to m into y by I. Correct? Are you with me? Are you with me? So
Yes, sir.
this I by y is z, section modulus z. Correct? So therefore y by I is going to be 1 by z. So therefore sigma b will give me m by z. Correct? So therefore bending stress is going to be equal to m divided by, for a rectangular cross section, it's going to be bh square by 6. That 6m by bh square will give us bending stress in a rectangular, solid rectangular cross section. Okay, are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now please take out your data handbook. Please take out your data handbook. Go to table 1.3. Go to table 1.3. If you look at table 1.3a, okay, you have got properties of various cross sections. Okay, you have properties of various cross sections given by this table 1.3. If you look at table 1.3, you have got various cross sections, correct? So for rectangular cross section, it is bh cubed by 12 is the first moment of inertia. Distance to farthest point is c given by h by 2, and section modulus z is equal to, instead of y, he has used it as c in data handbook. Okay, are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And z is bh square by 6 for a rectangular cross section, right? So please use table 1.3a in page number. What is the page number? What is the page number?
12.
12. Yeah, page number 12. Use table 1.3a in page number 12 for various cross sections, the details of various cross sections. Now I'll come to circular cross section. I'll come to circular cross section, solid circular cross section rather. So the solid circular cross section will be something like this, and it's of diameter d. So the value of moment of inertia in bending for solid circular cross section is given by pi d4 by, what is that? That's given in the table there, pi d4 by 64. Are you seeing the table there? Table 1.3. Yeah? Are you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then y is equal to what? Y or c from table is equal to d by 2. So therefore, section modulus is equal to pi d4 by 64 divided by d by 2. That should give us pi d cube by what? 32. So therefore, bending stress is equal to m by z, that is equal to, so that's going to be 32 m divided by pi d cube. So straight away, if I had to find out bending stress in a circular cross section, solid circular cross section, I can use this equation directly and find out bending stress. I need not have to find out I separately, y separately, and then come to m into y by I equation as we have taken over there. Okay, I need not have to come there. Okay, I can straight away use this equation 32 m by pi d cube to find out bending stress in solid circular cross section. Next comes hollow circular cross section. Okay, hollow circular cross section. So this is hollow circular cross section. These are all very, very, very important. Without these basics, we cannot go further in design of machine elements. Please remember. Okay. So I take the outer diameter as say some capital D1, inner diameter as small, D2. Okay, or capital D2, whichever you want you can use, or you can use capital D and small d, either way. Okay. So the value of I is given by what? I is equal to pi. What is, look at the table. What is it that's given? Pi d1 to the power 4 minus d2 to the power 4 divided by 64 is the value of I, and y is equal to d1 by 2. Correct? Are you there with me? Okay. And section modulus, you can find out. That's going to be z is equal to I by y. So 32 and d1 is going to be there. So that's going to be what? Pi into d1 to the power 4 minus d2 to the power 4 divided by 32 times d1 will give you section modulus for a hollow circular cross section. So M by Z is going to be your bending stress. Is that okay? Okay. Please note down this much into your notebook. These are all very, very important things that we should know before we get into the full-fledged design. Please note down. D1 is outer diameter, D2 is inner diameter. So for all these things, you can refer table 1.3a in page number 12 of your data handbook. There are various other cross sections also, I section, T section, okay? So that we can use as and when the case arises. If you're finished, let me know. Anyway, by that time, I think I'll take attendance. Mastanullah, are you there? Mr. Mastanullah. Yeah, answer a roll call. Sai Sumant.
Present, sir.
Abhishek GL.
Yes, sir.
Narayan.
Present, sir.
Desai.
Present, sir.
Ajay Sunil.
Present, sir.
Akram Anwar.
Present, sir.
Jadhav. Jadhav. Mundiur.
Present, sir.
Nambiar.
Present, sir.
Quick. Nadella.
Yes, sir.
Biban.
Present, sir.
Chinmayi.
Present, sir.
Chandan. Chandan Swarup. Charishma.
Present, sir.
Darshan.
Present, sir.
Ibad Kausar.
Present, sir.
Govindraj.
Present, sir.
Jayant Reddy.
Present, sir.
Purushottam Reddy. Ritik Shah. Bansali.
Present, sir.
Jitin Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya Vamshi. Karamjit Singh. Avasti.
Present, sir.
Kiran V. Mastanullah.
Present, sir.
Oi, Mastanullah, can you hear me? Huh?
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Bloody fellow, don't leave the meeting immediately after attendance. Okay? If you don't want to attend, don't enter. Okay? I am seeing you leaving the class immediately after attendance. Can you hear me?
When, sir?
Yesterday. Yesterday you left the meeting immediately. Attend. Or otherwise switch off and sleep. No issue. Okay? Right. Mazin Omar. Sharan.
Present, sir.
Narendra.
Present, sir.
Niyal Shetty.
Yes, sir.
Nikhil. Nikhil. I think you are there. Sleeping. Okay. Wagmesh. Wagmesh. Okay. Nitin, yes.
Present, sir.
Okay, Prajwal. Prayag Vasudevan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prince Prabhakar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Pinto.
Yes, sir.
Rakshit.
Yes, sir.
Rishi. Rishi Dineshwar. Get up. Get up, man. Get up and say yes. Sandeep P. Sanjay Gowda.
Yes, sir.
Sanjay.
Yes, sir.
Satish Shankar. Satish Shankar. Saurabh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shivam Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Sundriyal.
Present, sir.
Saluja.
Present, sir.
Srinidhi. Siddharth A.
Present, sir.
Okay, Siddharth Sanu.
Yes, sir.
Sunil Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Sudeep KS.
Yes, sir.
Tarun Pachori.
Yes, sir.
Vinay J. Vipan Singh.
Yes, sir.
Vivek S. Milan Chaudhary.
Present, sir.
Mole Pati.
Present, sir.
Saksham Singh.
Yes, sir.
Chaitanya Patel.
Yes, sir.
Manipal.
Yes, sir.
Nishant. Ramesh. Shashank. Akshat.
Yes, sir.
Sautrik Rai. Mahima Raj. Mahima, are you there? Yeah, have you noted down?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So there's a lot of issues with my network, sir. So there's a lot of issues.
What issues I say? Huh?
So I had to switch my network from one to the other.
Yeah?
So I had to
Which
get
one?
it switched.
Attendance or what?
Yes, sir.
Done. Leave it, leave it. So, only two. Yeah, have you taken down this? Finished?
The last part, 1 minute.
Yeah. Oh, it is, I think it went off, I suppose. Check. Did you note down that? I tried saving it. I don't know where it has gone.
Yes, I noticed.
Did you finish with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll look at member subjected to torsion. Folder. Yeah, are you able to see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now we will go to member subjected to pure torsion because these are all very, very important equations. Member, please note down, member subjected to pure torsion. Please note down, member subjected to pure torsion. Okay, so you have this is the turbine. Turbine will be connected to generator. Okay, so this is a shaft. Through coupling, it will be connected to.
Sir, the screen is blank, sir.
Screen is blank. Okay,
Yes, sir.
1 second. I'll just come. I'll go to. I took a new.
We can see, sir.
Hey, what man? You're.
It was
Somebody is saying blank. Somebody is telling not seeing. Okay. Anyway, I'll put again. Can you see that now? Can you see the white sheet?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So normally this is the turbine. This is the turbine and this is the generator. Okay. So turbine and generator are connected by a shaft. Okay. Right. Connected by a shaft. So when I take out only the shaft from the assembly, okay. So this is what I am going to get. So this is subjected to torque T. There is going to be the torque which opposes the applied torque, that is T dash. Okay. So essentially the shaft is subjected to torsion or twist, right? So by pure torsion equation, so we have learnt about pure torsion equation. What is the pure torsion equation that we have learnt? What is pure torsion equation? Yeah. T by J is equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by I. Correct? So what does T stands for? T stands for torsional moment. J is polar moment of inertia. Tau is the shear stress, because essentially the shaft is subjected to torsion or torque which induces shear stress. So therefore the shear stress tau, R is radius of the shaft, G is modulus of rigidity of shaft material, theta is angle of twist, and L is length of shaft. Is that okay? Are you there? So this is given by equation 1.3b in page number 3 of your data handbook. Again, this equation is also available. Okay. So from this, I can get the value of shear stress tau to be equal to T into R by J. Okay. T into R by J. Then for a solid shaft, of diameter D, okay, the polar moment of inertia J is given by pi d4 by 32. So therefore, when I substitute in, pardon me,
What is the meaning of polar moment of inertia?
it is polar coordinates. Whenever we use polar coordinates, it is called polar moment of inertia. When we learn about moment of inertia, we talk about a body and with reference to an axis at a distance h. Correct? Correct? Okay, so here in case of rotation, we use polar coordinates, right? So when we use r theta and r theta, we call polar coordinates. When we get moment of inertia on a polar coordinate system, it's called polar moment of inertia. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So you have to, for understanding it better, you go to parallel axis theorem, understand what is moment of inertia, and then you will understand what is inertia, then moment of inertia. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, where were we? Yeah, J is polar moment of inertia and R is radius of shaft. So therefore, my shear stress is going to be T into R is nothing but, so if I take this as diameter D, so it is going to be D by 2. J is pi d4 by 32. When I simplify, I am going to get shear stress tau to be equal to 16 T by pi dq. Okay, that will give me the shear stress of a member subjected to torsion. Are you with me? Are you with me now? And here,
Yes.
one more thing is, in the previous section, we learnt about section modulus Z is equal to I by Y. Here, this section, it is called polar section modulus ZP. that is essentially given by J by R. Is that okay? There it was I by Y, moment of inertia. Here it is polar moment of inertia, J. There it was Y, distance of farthest layer from neutral axis. Here it is going to be radius. Zp is equal to J by R. So therefore, the shear stress is going to be torsional moment divided by polar section modulus. When I simplify, I am going to get the equation 16T by pi dq. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Again, go to table 1.3b. Take out your data handbook. Take out your data handbook. Go to table 1.3b. Properties of various cross sections. Okay. There you will get polar moment of inertia. That is table 1.3b. Page number. What is the page number here?
14.
14. Yeah. This will give you the properties. Okay. For a solid circular cross section, polar moment of inertia is pi d4 by 32. Zp is going to be pi d cube by 16. That's why your tau is going to be T by Zp, that is equal to 16T by pi d cube. That will give us the shear stress. Are you there with me? And similarly for the hollow circular cross section, for a hollow circular cross section, what is the value of polar moment of inertia? It is pi d14 minus d2 to the power 4 divided by 32 will give you polar moment of inertia, right? So from there I can get the value of Zp if whenever it is required, right? So these are the equations that you need to use for member subjected to torsion. Okay, please don't get confused, right? With the member subjected to bending. So for a member subjected to bending, for a solid circular cross section, okay, I is equal to pi d4 by 64, y is equal to d by 2, correct? In bending, okay, in bending. For the same solid circular cross section, okay, under torsion, what you are going to have is polar moment of inertia given by pi d cube by pi d4 by 32, okay, and the value of R is equal to d by 2. Is that okay? Don't get confused. When the solid circular shaft subjected to torsion, it is polar moment of inertia, R is equal to d by 2, and shear stress is equal to 16T by pi d cube. Okay, when the member is subjected to bending, okay, so it is bending stress that is equal to m by z, that is pi d cube by 32, that is 32 m by pi d cube. That will give you bending stress. Got the clarity with these two? Don't get confused when it is a circular cross section given in bending, same circular cross section under torsion. So torsion, you will get shear stress. Bending, you will get bending stress. Are you getting me? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please note down this much into your notebook. These are all very, very, very important equations. Okay, this will be used for another 2 or 3 modules. So be clear in these equations and the tables where you get these equations and so on. Okay, you should have great clarity in these things. Shivam Kumar, noting down. Shivam Kumar. Sanjay N.
Yes, sir. Writing.
Nothing. Okay. Nitin, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bansali, writing.
Yes, sir.
Fine. After, if you have any confusion there, you please let me know. Okay, Chinmayi, got the clarity about the polar moment of inertia?
Yes, sir.
It is r and theta, so it is subjected to twist. The shaft is subjected to twist through an angle theta. Okay, so therefore it's going to be polar moment of inertia is what we need to consider when member is subjected to torsion or twist, or there is a angular deformation. This entire thing you have studied in your torsion of shafts of mechanics of materials, correct?
Yes, sir.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody needing time there? Okay. We'll go ahead further. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's look at combined loadings again. Right. So whenever in practice, when we consider propeller shaft or even nut is tightened against bolt and so on, they are not subjected to only one type of loading. They are subjected to multiple loadings, and then you are going to get the stresses which are because of combination of several types of loads. That means they may get subjected to axial loading, then they may be subjected to bending, and at the same time they may be subjected to torsion. Okay, so now normally most of the components in practice are subjected to combined loading. Okay, so for combined loading case, the principal stresses that we have learned so far is sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus or minus root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus what? Tau square. This is the equation that we have taken earlier when the member is subjected to combined loading. But for a uniaxial loading case, okay, for uniaxial loading case, sigma y is going to be 0. So therefore, the principal stress of sigma 1 comma 2 is given by sigma x by 2 plus or minus root of sigma x square by 4 plus tau square. Okay, so this I can rewrite it as sigma x by 2 plus or minus root of what? Sigma square x plus 4 tau square by 4. That I am going to take it as common. So this 1 by 2, 4 I take it out. So what I am going to get is sigma x by 2 plus or minus 1 by 2 root of sigma square x plus 4 tau square I can take, and I replace sigma x by sigma. I am going to get maximum principal stresses in combined loading sigma 1 comma 2 given by half of sigma plus or minus root of sigma square plus 4 tau square. Are you there with me? So when you have combined loading case, that is a member subjected to combination of axial and torsion, bending and torsion, or axial, bending and torsion, we can use this equation, that is sigma 1 comma 2 is equal to half of sigma plus or minus sigma square plus 4 tau square equation to find out the maximum principal stresses sigma 1 and sigma 2 minimum principal stress, and then in turn we can find out tau max. Are you there with me? Are you there? Please note down. Please note down in your book a combination of loadings, combined loading. Please note down in your book. Whatever I am dictating, please note down in your book. A combination of loadings like
So is this a question?
No. Just take explanation before taking down this equation. Okay. A combination of loadings like axial, bending and torsion. A combination of loadings like axial, bending and torsion may be seen in propeller shaft.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So can you repeat once?
Yeah. A combination of loadings like axial, that is load acting along the axis, axial, bending. So bending will come when you have transverse load, correct? Okay. Transverse load induces bending moment, which induces bending stress. Axial, bending and torsion. Torsion is twisting, which induces shear stress, correct? Axial, bending and torsion may be seen in propeller shaft, in a bolt when nut is tightened, etc. For combined loadings, for combined loadings, the principal stress equation is given by the principal stress equation is given by sigma 1 comma 2 is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus or minus root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square, and then continue till the end. Of course, not a derivation. It's not required to know this derivation at all. What you need to know is final equation half of sigma plus or minus root sigma square plus 4 tau square. Please note down till the end. Finished? Did you finish?
Yes, sir.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Others noted down? Okay. Tarun Pachori. Beginning, what did we learn today? Just spell out a bit. What is the topic that we learned in the beginning today?
We did learn about members subjected to bending, sir.
Okay. What is the equation for pure bending?
M by I is equal to sigma B by Y is equal to E by R.
Okay. Chinmayi,
Yes, sir.
come to torsion. What did we learn there? What is the pure torsion equation?
T by J is equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by L.
Okay. Abhishek Narayan. Abhishek Narayan, are you there? Okay. Abhishek GL. Adarsh Desai. Ajay Sunil.
Yes, sir.
Ajay Sunil.
Yes, sir.
What is the section modulus Z?
So Z is tau by J by R.
Z is in bending. What is section modulus Z is equal to?
So I by Y.
I by Y. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is I stands for?
Bending moment.
I
Sorry,
stands
moment
for
of inertia, sir. Moment of inertia.
moment of inertia. Akram
Yes,
Anwar, what does Y stands for? Akshat BS, what does Y stands for? Okay. So be attentive in the classes. Okay. So we'll meet on Monday. Okay. Monday, come with all whatever that we have done, come with the preparation. Okay.